Hi, good day. Today I'm going to be demoing a demo play for two players. Uh, this one is the first player, this one is the second player. Dice action card counter for the first player is this one, and for the second player is this one. Okay, first player turns. Draw face, draw a card, put it in hand. Place an element in play, and end his turn by adding one action counter. One action point on his dice action counter. Next player, second player's turn. Draws a card, plays a tsunami in play. So this is in play, and puts an earth element beside the metal one. Now, since I've linked an element of earth to metal, and the difference is 2 minus 1 is 1, so player 2 adds only one action point. Okay, player 1's turn. So since a tsunami is play and I don't have any, okay, draws a card, forgot about it. Okay, since a tsunami is in play and I don't have any fire, and the tsunami prevents me from putting water on the right side of the metal, I could use a crystal to bypass the cat card. Or what I can do is, since the tsunami is balanced by a yellow circle, which is a cat card of that X of color, which is a quake, I'll use my quake to remove the tsunami in play. Put it on the discard. Now I may able to place a water element in play. So the difference is 2 minus 1 is 1, and the difference is 1, so I add 1 action counter. Okay, player 2's turn. Draws a card, gets a crystal. Now, player 2 has an option to complete the board and merge it. Since I have 2 action points and I have a water, a wood, by the way, and fire on hand, I may be able to place this 2 in play and have it merge. Merging the elements goes to the discard pile and wins a shard. A shard is anything that is not of an element or a crystal. So this goes back into the deck. This is your shard, and this is your win counter, and your dice action counter turns back to 1, and the player who gets first 3 shards wins the game. Okay, to continue, player 1 draws a card, and places a water element in play. So he adds an action counter and ends his turn. Player 2 now draws a card. Okay, so since he has an option to play a crystal to link it, or I could opt to not interact with the element, which is I will do. I will get a card and minus 2 points. Since my point is 1 and that's the minimum one, I'll be ending my turn. Okay, player 1's turn. Draws a card. And place a wildfire in play. So player 2 might not be able to put a fire, and adds a wood element in play. The difference between the two is 1, making me 5 action points. And ends my turn. So, player's 2 turn. Draws a card. And I'll be using an action card, which is draw. To draw an additional card. Okay. And right now, I can add the metal to the other side to link it to the water, and the difference between the two is 1, so I can add 1 action point on my dice action counter, and ends my turn. Okay, first player's turn. Since this is wildfire has already been out, player 1 draws a card, and I'll be completing it. I can complete it, but before I do so, since I have 5 points on my dice action counter, I'll be buying 2 cards. So 2 cards is 4 points, so 5 minus 4 leads us to 1. I draw 2 cards, and nope. Sorry. And okay, so I'll be exhausting the water. So to exhaust the water, I might need a wood and a crystal, a combination of an element and a crystal. So I'll be using this to exhaust the water. Since the total of 3 and 3 is 6 is much greater than the water 2, therefore this will be exhausted. The water will be exhausted, and the difference is 4, so the maximum points that you'll be able to get is 2. So putting my dice action counter to 3. Now it's player's 2 turns. Charge a card. Okay, and plays a water element. Since the difference is 2, I'll add 2 points. Okay, so player 1's turn. Trust card. Okay, Since I have 3 points action points available and I have the 3 remaining elements, I will go ahead and merge it. Okay, so a merge has been done. Oh, by the way, the crystal should be removed temporarily from the game until all of them are completed. So this is a merge. This backs to 1 and I get a shard. Okay, and that's about it. And it's player's 2 turn. Okay, player 2 draws a switch, puts an element in play, make it 5 action point for his dice action counter. Player 2 ends his turn. Player 1 draws a card, gets the crystal, opts to pass since I don't want to get the crystal or play the crystal and hold it off a little bit later. I draw a card and ends my turn. Player 2 draws a card. Okay, he takes action. Use take. Target player draws 3 cards from stack. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so since I have 8 cards in hand, the maximum is actually 7. So it's either I play a card right now or I choose to discard card later. So I'll play the card right now. For uproot will be in play. I will buy 1 card. It's 5, going down to 3. Oop. I get a switch. So I'll use a rush. Take 2 points. And I'll buy 2 cards more. 1, 2. And right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards. So I'll put this in play. Since the difference is 0, I'll get 1 point action point. And I need to check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need to discard 1. So what I'm going to do is I'll discard this one. Okay, and it ends my turn. So player 1 draws a card. Use decline on my end. And uses 2 a crystal to exhaust the earth. So 6 minus 4 is 2. I get 2 points. 1 going 3 and ends my turn. Player 2 draws a card. X cards are out. I will use a predict. 1, 2, 3. I'll shuffle it any way I like. And I'll use wildfire. And I'll pass and draw a card. So it's player one's turn. Draws a card. Use sinks. Randomly get this one. Buys one card. And place this one in. And ends his turn. This one goes out. Player two draws a card. Plays one in. Plus one action point. And ends his turn. So player 2 draws a card. Adds this one on the chain. 4 minus this one takes 3. And ends his turn. So this one uses uproot to delay the game, and uses recycle, chooses 2 cards to be blue, 1, 2, uses share, so this was shared by player 2 to player 1, and since I have 2 dice action points remaining, I will flash. You may exchange 2 cards from your hand to a card from the discard pile. When you use 2 cards to pay for it, and you should be using that card on turn. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a wood and doing a merge. Gives me 1 shard. Dice action counter back to 1. And this one is out as well. And player 2's turn. Player 2 draws a card. Put an element in play. Add an action point. And player 1's turn. So player 1's turn gets a card. And he passes since he cannot do anything right now. The discard will be reshuffled. This is a continuous deck, so he gets a card and ends his turn. -2, but since he's 1, it ends his turn. So player 2 gets a card, plays a wood, puts his action counter to 5, and ends his turn. Player 1 draws a card. And puts this one in play. Difference is 1. You get 1 action card and ends his turn. So player 2 gets a card. And since player 2 has 5 action points, he decided to merge the elements in play. So this is a merge. The crystals goes to the discard pile. And since first I'll get my shard, it should be this one. So 2 points each. We set it to 1. This one goes back to the deck. And the crystals are complete. Since all of them are 4 right now, they go back to the game in the discard pile. And ends its turn. So player 1 turn, draws a card, puts fire, adds an action point, ends his turn. Player 2 now gets a card and adds this, links it, put an additional 2, and ends his turn. Player 1 draws a card. Now, since I'm not be able to do anything, I will buy a card, bring down to 1 for 2 points, and I'll add it in. So add 1 more action point and end my turn. So player 2's turn. Oop. I'll take and use take. What I mean. Just draw 3 cards. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And okay, I'll use an uproot in play, and I will use a wood. Before using the wood, I will use a swish. Means next player skips turn. I'll use wood. Put down my counter as 1. Since player 1 loses a turn, I'll draw a card. And I'll use the rush. Go to 5 and buy 2 cards more, bring it down to 1, 1, 2. And so unlucky of me, but oh, by the way, this uproot goes out, and I think there's no way I can weigh it out. I'll just draw and end my turn. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Player 1's turn, draws a card, and he merges the elements in play and wins the last shard. And element player 1 has 3 shards, and he is the winner of this game. Thank you. I hope you like it, and I hope you'll enjoy it when you try to play it. Bye for now.